All right, folks, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining us for another quick episode here. I have been out doing things. I've been outside adventuring and what have you, but getting the videos together just didn't come together like I wanted. So I haven't had anything to post over the last week. So that being said, I thought we took a quick moment to catch up on what I've been doing and take a quick look at a little bit of the knife collection here, So the cutting tool collection and some of the sharpening tools that I'm using as well. So, or what some of my tools are. So, and I'd be interested to hear what some of your favorite tools are. And of course, we have our helper McHelperson over here, going to help us review the blades today. She's a little unimpressed right now as I'm not letting her walk all over the knives like she just was. So, having her stay on her blanket, not her preference. So stay tuned, folks. Let's talk about what I've been doing, and let's talk about a few of these knives. I thought we should start with what basically was my original set of cutting tools and sharpener and whatnot. I've had this particular canvas bag just as long as this knife. Like a lot of young men out in this world trying to figure out their path in life, I watched a lot of bushcraft videos, so naturally got interested and bought some tools that I thought were bushcrafty, and certainly within my budget as well. So basically, this here is just a canvas, like kind of like a tender bag, but I always keep my knife, my gloves, and my ferro rod in there as well. So this is just a solid steel Schrader or Schrade or whatever it's called. I don't even know. Can you read that? Schrade? Yeah. Got the classic puck sharpener here. Again, the ferro rod, and this was a full Tang blade as well. Just a little guy, very thin. But this knife here is the day I bought it, same day I got my first cut for my first knife. So immediately learned my lesson about sharp out of the box knives. I was able to do a little batoning, some feather sticks, that type of stuff. Didn't dare try to strike the spine. I had the scraper for the ferro rod anyway. So, but yeah, that was my first. These were my first cutting tools, and again, just because I use this to put, kind of keep this in as a package in my bag most time, unless I was wearing the blade on my hip. That's why we have this in here, a wax canvas bag. All right, and this is the More Knife collection. These are kind of actually what inspired this video. I just commented on a channel's called Just Go Camping, a guy named Jamie out of Tennessee. It's a fun channel. You should go over there, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. You know how it works. And on his last video, the last one I put a comment on, he had this one, the More Knife Garberg. Their heavy duty full Tang blade. I happen to have the carbon steel version of it. It was all black at one point. You can tell how bad the sharpening is. But the story that I told on that in my comment was that this is their heavy-duty bushcraft knife. Another version or a smaller version of this, basically with the scandi grind. And at the time, I wasn't aware that it didn't have a full Tang. And my first one of these, I broke after about a year of some super heavy-duty use. While I was batoning. It's actually out with G-Mac at Red Rock Dam doing some fishing, and just batoning some pretty large pieces of wood, and that thing snapped right at the handle here. And I called More Knife to get a replacement because I don't believe it should have failed in that manner since I was just batoning. And their reply was to tell me that it wasn't meant for batoning, so they weren't going to replace it for free. So then I had to get online and go find links to their own promo videos for this exact blade with their guy, with their bushcraft guide, nonetheless, batoning with this blade. So then they said, okay, they would replace it, but told me it's not meant for batoning. So hilarious. But it's so nice on them that they replaced it. And this, let me show my handiwork here. This sheath that I did some modding to, of course, got a little paracord wrap on it. And I found just the weirdest little piece of plastic. I'm not really sure what it was from or where it came from, but it get just the right grip and hold to put a ferro seam rod in there. So put that in there snugly, a little bit of black, what do you want to call this? Duct tape. Just a nice little fire starter. So yeah. So after I broke the first one, then got my replacement, I got that, and then I bought a couple of these. I think this is called the Eldridge. It's another small, it's just a small, come on, baby, there we go. Just a small, again, I don't think this one's full Tang either, probably only goes to about right here somewhere. But it has a semi-scandi grind, I guess, like this part is mostly scandi. I'm not really sure what they would refer to this, but this is great for feather sticking and the perfect spine, a super sharp 90-degree angle for the ferro rod that comes with it as well. So that's great. I better not do that in the house. The wife does not like that. And then, so I bought a couple of these, continued to use that guy there, and impressed with their knives overall. I went ahead and bought the Garberg. Or the Gerberg. Again, it's a much bigger version of that, and it is full Tang. You can see it's got the spine coming out the back. A great fire starter, great for scraping wood, kindling, stuff like that. Again, another nice, sharp 90-degree angle. But this knife, too, I was going to town on some wood and batoning, and I bent the knife. It's really, really slight. Just right in here, the knife has just got a weird little curve to it. And I found that out when I was using this whetstone to sharpen. I couldn't figure out why I couldn't get an even sharper for the longest time. I could on the other knives I was using, but the stone reveals all. So no, this one is bent. I can sharpen it, and I have, and I continue to use it for I think 2 years even after I bent it. So it's still a very useful and a good knife. But I stopped buying more knives after that. I thought there's better knives out there. All right. Now here's basically the rest of all my other full Tang blades. This are mostly full Tang blade, but heavier duty knives that I would use outdoors. The big standout here is probably this guy. Shout out to my baby sis. Professor got me this some years ago. Just a super giant jumbo butcher knife, essentially. I don't think I've ever used this, though. I'm not 100% sure. It's a fun knife. Super heavy duty. Be great for chopping up a bevy of things. You might be able to process some wood, but it is very thin, so I'm sure you'd destroy the blade if you did something stupid like that. But I think it's really meant for meals. And it's fun, because it's huge. Meals and meat. This guy right here just got this. I got this guy, I don't know, about a year ago as well. It is a very thick blade, though. And this is my first blade that I bought that is not scandi grind. Just trying to figure out, because of how big a struggle I was having keeping those sharp, and if there's just a knife that I can maintain, the edge on better. So, and indeed, these sharpeners here, I started using this diamond blade, or diamond grit, if you will. A little foldable sharpener, 400, 600 grit. And that works really well, maintain a decent little angle on it. But then I picked up the AccuSharpener, which is great. It's just got the little tungsten carbide blade in it. You drag across, get yourself a nice sharp blade. I can't exactly get razor sharp with it, but a little stropping usually take care of that if you're that concerned about it. So I'm usually not. So, but this definitely batons. Really, it's still very heavy duty. Still very stout. I like it a lot. And this little fun guy is full Tang. CRKT minimalist blade. They had a little sale with a few different shapes and sizes of these blades. So I think I got my dad and my sister one, and this is the one that I bought as well. It's a fun little blade. Again, one I don't think I've used. So I'm gonna scan myself. Very sharp, very small, very fun. And right now, this here is my full Tang blade. Almost every video you'll see, if I'm using a knife, this is the one I'm using. This bad boy is awesome. Nice thick blade. I really like the thickness here, how wide it is. That's really great. And of course, again, full Tang. It's not the best fire striker or ferro rod striker, but it does work. It's still got a sharp spine. Just a little thumb grip here just isn't ideal per se. So, but yeah, this is from Beaver Bushcraft, or Beavercraft Bushcraft Knives. And I had another one of their knives as well that did not disappoint. These are really nice knives. I love them. I actually got one of these for a homie, and I liked it so much, I went and bought myself one. And then to top it all off, king of the hatchets, the Ozark Trail Special. Well, I think it's 2.5 pound. I don't know, pound and a quarter head on it. I think I talked about this a couple of times, but I scraped off all the finish on my axe handles and put my own oil or finish or whatever the hell you want to call on it to protect it. So, and I think it's held up pretty dang well. I think it looks nice. It looks used and nice. Used and nice? I don't know. I like it. That's all I'm saying. Aesthetics. It's getting the job done. I might thin out the head here someday. It's a little thick. Oh, it's a little annoying. Wish it was a little thinner. That's another day. So yeah, these are the essentially that and this guy, of course. These are the two I mainly carry. Otherwise, these are just kind of like in my other bags that I use time to time. This guy's in one of my, if you will, bug out bags. It's not really that, but something similar to that. Keep that with it. This guy always stays on me. This is definitely, you can basically sharpen anything with this tool. And this guy, I just leave at home, and we just use. I just don't like it's weird and awkward and rattly, and it's not as slick and cool as this guy is. So, all right, let's talk about the folding knives. All right, stay tuned. So this is the folding knives collection. This is just like a straight edge or I guess a straight edge little blade, but I do use it quite a bit in the garage. A lot of projecting and stuff around the house when I'm, related to the outdoors. So I thought I should include it. It does get used quite often. And this little guy here, just picked this up not too long ago. This is my little battery pack knife bag. You just never know when you need a knife. Great to have one there. I think it's just a fun little skeleton kind of design. Nice little sharp blade. And I mean, it's camo. I'm not big on camo per se, but that's still fun. So, $5 fine. Let's see here. This guy, the Guideman Jaguar, I think, or the Cougar, actually, I think is what it's called. I actually have two of these. This is, I keep one in one of my hiking backpacks as well. And this one goes in another bag. One of the main reasons I have so many knives is so that I don't always have to go find my knife and move it from bag to bag to bag. A lot of different bags just have their own knives or cutting tool in it and ready to go. So, and that's just a knife. That's just a fun looking knife. It's a little plastic res handle, but it's solid and very grippy. So that's nice. And my newest addition, this is my funnest knife right now. I just got this in the mail. It's from Cold Steel, the Fenwolf. This is my first folding knife that came with a Scandi grind on it. And I was just saying how much I don't like sharpening these knives, but these aren't the most common. So as soon as one came up for a nice little discount, went ahead and bought it. Yeah, the Cold Steel Fenwolf. You see that? Yeah. And it is super duper sharp. Razor sharp out the box. So, and you can move the clip over to the other side if you want to. So I'm very excited. I will be using this one as my daily. Right now, speaking of actually, this is mainly what I use, is this little Ozark, little 4-inch, little 3-inch, whatever it is, blade. Nice little lock on it. This thing is super, super duper solid. I love it. Very sturdy. Blade doesn't move at all. Super sharp out the box. I use this thing all the time, take it with me everywhere. So I never knew how much I needed a knife until I started carrying one with me. And this one here, this is the one that I usually take, a full Tang blade and a folding knife with me when I'm out doing outdoorsy stuff. This is usually the one I take with me when I'm out doing outdoorsy stuff. I call it Excalibur. Me and my wife went down to Eureka Springs in Arkansas a couple years ago. And there they have, oh gosh, what are they calling that thing? It's Christ of the Ozarks, which is essentially a giant statue of Jesus in the mountains of the Ozarks up there or whatever. I'm not even sure if it's called the mountains or the hills of or whatever, but it's a giant church facility, if you will, that runs gift shops and a campground, and they do a as far as I can tell, 365 days a year, weather permitted. They put on a full production. That is the story of Jesus, I believe. So, I'm not a particularly religious person, but I was absolutely impressed with just their commitment, dedication, and the product they were outputting. So we stopped in the gift shop, and I saw one of these blades with this little wood inlay on, and I just couldn't pass it up. This was one of my favorite blades that I have right now. I might switch to this one right now. Try it out just for outdoors, but generally, it's just the one I'll be using. The one thing I don't like about this knife is this handle is kind of cheap. I don't know if we can see that. Compared to, this guy's like a $9 knife. This is like a $7 knife. And they're both very sturdy, very stout. So I'm a little, it's probably at the end of the day, it's not like I'm going to be using this to baton. This is just for, basic cutting needs and whatnot. So, but I don't like that so much. So we'll see. But I am impressed with the blade. And last but not least, topping off the newest sharpener in the group. This Lansky tool has 4 different angles and a honing stone here at the top. So I already used it once. It works out pretty well. So I'm looking forward to keep using it. The D Sharp. I know this can seem like a lot of knives, but I can tell you there's no such thing as too many knives. All right. And all of these, this one's new, but this one, other than that, I'm using them all. So I have legit purpose and need for them. Do you hear me, babe? I need these. All right, stay tuned. We got one more to show you. All right, the big boys, huh? We got the little 6-inch hand saw or electric hand saw. I don't know what you call this. Electric mini saw, mini chainsaw. Mini chainsaw, there we go. Obviously, I know what I'm doing. So we have the little 6-inch mini chainsaw, which I just really put to the test last time out in Shimek State Forest. Got through both batteries, but basically ran for 2 days exactly like I needed it to. So that was great. Last but not least, the Cold Steel Trail Boss. All right. Remember a while back we refinished on handle, so that's still looking great. It's been getting some use. It's been working very well. Nice leather sheath. Nice broad head. I am finding it has some limitations. It is the Trail Boss, not the Trail King. A little bit different reign of territory. So, but it does get the job done for the most part. You get some bundles of wood and things are just a little bit too big to to be reasonably placed in the fire. This thing comes in handy. I forgot about these guys here too. This is the main saw I carry with me, the Big Boy, the Silky Big Boy 2000. This is bad boy. This is cut up some shit. And these silky saws cut like butter. I've had a couple other different brands of these type of saws, and this beats them every single time. I hear the Laplander's a close second, and then the Pocket Boy, the adorable Pocket Boy. So I've barely used this one at all. This goes in the small bag for small adventures. Okay. More damage at home than out on the trail. Holy smokes, we're good. We're good. So yeah, that is basically the cutting tools collection in a nutshell. I definitely have several more blades. This one. Got it. I definitely have several more blades. A lot of them are just duplicates of what I already have, getting spread around throughout the bags and whatnot. Though that's the knife collection. Yeah, other than that, just a quick catch up on what's been going on in general. Like I said, I've been out here camping and whatnot. I just did 2 nights up north with my pooch in the rain, unfortunately, where I really surmised that taking the dog and trying to film a whole camping adventure just isn't going to work on my own, especially in the rain. So we did not film that. And then also went down south to the close to the state line to a place by Lamoni, Iowa, known for the Amish store that's there. Delicious sandwiches and lots of baked goods and jellies. A little county park called Slippery Bluff County Park. I did an overnight in the car out there. Very beautiful park. Had the whole place to myself. It was excellent. And that one I just didn't like the way or everything I did record. Once I got all the footage uploaded, I was just like, you know what, this isn't what I want to make. So, and you know, we're doing nothing but top tier here on Cheffen Outside. So only the best for you guys, all right? So that's what I've been. I've been camping and been collecting knives. Bought a new hat. Thank you very much for Menards or wherever I got this for $5. It's a great buy. And living life. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. That's what the last couple of weeks. Sorry we didn't get those uploaded, but we're going back down to Slippery Bluff. So I really enjoyed that park, and it's got flat sites with power. So that's always great. So look forward to it. I think that in fact will be the next video upload. Will be a recamp, but you won't know the difference other than the fact that I just ran my big fat mouth and told you otherwise. So that's it, folks. Lots of knives. Let me know what's your favorite knife. What's the what knife are you using that you must use or that you have to take with you everywhere? Like I said, Ozark basically when I'm a gentleman, and Excalibur when I need to slash and burn the world. All right, so that's how I look at it anyway. So I think that's a good place to stop. I really appreciate you tuning in. Thanks for the recent subscribers. Welcome to the channel. Lots of things going on over here most of the time, sometimes at least. All right. We'll catch you on the next one, folks. You guys take care. Deuces.